My sister accidentally ruined my gender reveal party, then said, "You can always have another baby." But the thing was, this wasn't the first accident involving her. She'd accidentally announced my pregnancy at Thanksgiving, before I was ready to tell anyone. She'd accidentally posted my ultrasound photos on Facebook, before I'd even shown them to my husband's family. There was always a reason, always an apology, always a shrug. So at our gender reveal, we made her promise, out loud, that there would be no accidents. My husband and I called everyone in to watch us cut into the center of a tall white cake to reveal the pink or blue sponge inside. But just as the photographer started counting down, my sister stepped forward, leaning across the table to get a better angle, and accidentally knocked the cake stand sideways with her elbow. The cake toppled and split open across the table. And before anyone could even react, she started screaming, "It's a girl, it's a girl." She spun around and threw her arms around my husband, while I stood there holding the knife over a ruined cake. 5 months I'd waited for that one moment, to find out with my husband, in front of the people we loved. She took it, not the cake, the moment. She found out before I did, said it out loud before I could, and turned the whole thing into her hugging my husband while I stood forgotten at my own party. I was furious and crying, and I told her to get out, but my family instantly jumped in to defend her. "Your sister's just enthusiastic," my mother said. I grabbed the microphone from the music setup and turned to her. "Apologize," I demanded through tears. She rolled her eyes. "I already said I was sorry. Now you're making things awkward. Look how uncomfortable everyone is," she said, like she was the one being considerate. I tried to explain that we only got one gender reveal, that we'd never get that moment back. She held her hand up to my face and cut me off. "Fine, I'm sorry. It was an accident. I'm just excited about my first niece while you're being a huge party pooper. You can always have another baby." Then my mother walked over with a tight smile. "She practically raised you when I was working doubles. You should honestly be grateful." So I walked away. I'd gotten my apology, and I decided to be the bigger person. I shouldn't have been so nice, because being nice to my sister was just permission. The next day, I found out she had self-appointed herself co-host of our upcoming baby shower. She hadn't asked, hadn't sent so much as a text. She just started changing things. Sage green became hot pink. A relaxed Saturday brunch became an evening event. The guest list filled with people I'd never met. Detail by detail, she was quietly turning my baby shower into the party she'd always wanted for herself. I told myself to let it go. It was just a party. I could be gracious for one afternoon. Then she showed up to the shower wearing the exact dress I'd picked out for myself. "Oh," she giggled when she saw my face. "I thought everyone would be wearing this. My bad." But I knew it was a lie. She'd called my husband days earlier, pretending she wanted to coordinate so we wouldn't clash, and he'd told her what I'd be wearing, not realizing what she was really asking. And that still wasn't the worst part of the day. Halfway through, my sister stood up, tapped a glass, and started giving a speech nobody had asked her to give. "Thank you all so much for coming," she said, beaming at the room. "It means more than you know that you're all just as excited to meet baby Juniper as I am." The room went silent, because we hadn't told anyone the name. We hadn't even finalized it ourselves. It existed in exactly one place, written in the private baby journal my husband and I kept in the drawer of our bedroom nightstand, which meant only one thing: she'd been in our bedroom. During one of her visits, while I was getting her a drink or showing someone the nursery, she'd gone through our nightstand and read the private things my husband and I had written to a daughter who wasn't even born yet. And then she'd stood up in a room full of people and said that name out loud, like it was hers to give. Click here to watch part 2 of the story.